Today on the Stay at Home Chef, I'm showing you how to make the easiest crepe recipe. Crepes are delicious whether you're going sweet or savory, and they're also super easy to make. To start, you're gonna add 2/3 of a cup of flour to a mixing bowl, along with half a teaspoon of salt. Then I'm gonna use my whisk to stir this together. Then we're gonna add in 3 large eggs, and we'll whisk these in with the flour mixture. Break up those yolks. After about 30 seconds of whisking, you should end up with a mostly smooth and almost glue-like batter. Then I'm gonna slowly whisk in 1 cup of milk. Crepe batters are very thin and they should be nice and smooth. If you have a blender, an even easier option is to simply add all of the ingredients in and puree for about 60 seconds. And that's it for our crepe batter, super simple. Next, you'll want to grab a 12-inch cast iron skillet and a little bit of butter. We're gonna melt half a tablespoon of butter in the skillet over medium heat. They make special crepe pans, but you really don't need one. A 12-inch non-stick skillet will do just fine. Once the butter is melted, I'm gonna pour in about 1/4 cup of the crepe batter, which would be just enough to cover the bottom of the pan. Then I'm gonna tilt the pan and swirl the batter around. You want it to cover the entire bottom, but not up the sides. Once the top starts to look dry around the edges and the middle starts to lose its shine, we'll get in there with a spatula and give it a flip. If it folds over on itself, you should be able to get in there and easily unfold it. Now, if you're willing to risk losing a couple crepes, the really fun way to flip them is simply shake it around and flip. You're looking for a nice golden brown on each side. Then we'll slide our finished crepe onto a plate. You'll continue this process by adding more butter to the pan and melting it in between each crepe until you've used up all of your crepe batter. Crepes really are super easy to make, and they can also be super fun. This recipe makes about 5 large crepes or 10 small. And it's super easy to either double or triple this recipe so you can make as much as you need to. Next up is flavor options, and honestly, the possibilities are endless. You can go super plain and just fold these up and dust them with powdered sugar. Popular sweet options include berries and whipped cream and Nutella, or you could go savory with things like chicken and spinach or ham and cheese. Really, the possibilities are endless. I'll give you a bunch of options to choose from. If you're just spreading on something like Nutella or just dusting with powdered sugar, you'll fold it into quarters so you have a nice little triangle like this. If you're filling with bulkier items, you'll just line it down the center and fold to cover. I always have a hard time choosing between sweet and savory, but the great thing about crepes is they're super easy to make, so you can always do both. We are ready to eat. Thanks for watching. You can find the full written recipe in the video description, as well as a list of ideas for filling your crepes. As always, be sure to subscribe, like, and follow, and check out the rest of my videos, where you can find hundreds of restaurant quality recipes you can easily make at home. See you later.